Okay, so I thought it'd be fun to review Justin Bieber's Under the Mistletoe Deluxe Edition, his Christmas album, because why not? Okay, so the first song is Only Thing I Ever Get for Christmas. I like this. It's a chill way to kind of open up the album, set everything. I thought that there was some good productions. His vocals sound nice. The lyrics, he's not trying to do too much. It's a good way to set the atmosphere. So, I mean, I like it as an opener. Track 2 is Mistletoe. And so, yeah, this is one of his more moderate hits, I would say. But yeah, I think it was really good, especially for that time. I think it's aged decently. I remember being a fan at the time and seeing the video, but yeah, I think it's catchy, good writing on here. He sounds nice. The productions are good. So, I mean, I like the song a lot, I do. Next song is the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on Open Fire. And so this was his rendition of it with Usher. And why did I just replay this for like an hour straight? Why? It was just so good. It was just so good. And I love how he made it his own. I thought that he sounded excellent on this. Usher's part on here is great too. So really good but modern arrangement for that time. So I love it. Next up is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So it's very much of its time, but in a good way. I enjoy it. Next up is Fall La. So this is featuring Boys to Men. And yeah, this is a great record. This is a great record. I really enjoy it. Love how he sounds on it. Love how Boys to Men sounds on it. They go into hell, but one thing about them, they can do a harmony. They can do a harmony, okay? So on this album later, we do get the acapella version of it. I do prefer the acapella version of it, just because you can kind of zero in more on the vocals. They're brought more in the forefront, and all those beautiful harmonies and stuff that they're doing. Yeah, the acapella version just slightly edges out the one with production for me, but both are great. Got to be one of the best songs on the album, and one that I remember fondly before and just adore it every single time I listen to it. Next up is All I Want for Christmas Is You, Super Festive. And so this is featuring Mariah Carey, and so All I Want for Christmas Is You is originally her song. They sang it together and everything. And so overall thoughts on this, I don't hate it as much as I did when I listened to it. I think it was a few months ago. I listened to it a few months ago because I forgot how it sounded. I thought it was horrible, to be honest with you, and everything. The original is definitely still the best. You know, I think he does decent on his parts and everything. It's probably a little bit high for him, you know, as the guy singing it, so I think it's that he's trying to keep up with her on the song. But yeah, I just enjoy Mariah singing the song more. Mariah Carey is my favorite singer of all time. If you see any of my videos, you know that I'm a huge Mariah Carey fan, the Lamb as we're called. And so yeah, you know, it was decent, but Mariah's version is better. I'm sorry. Next up is Little Drummer Boy, and this is featuring Busta Rhymes. Has it aged the best? Not really. You know, I can get why you would cringe listening to it. I don't know. I'm kind of split on this. Do we need it? No. Do I like Busta Rhymes a whole lot? No, but you know, that's just my take on it. Next up is Christmas Eve. So this is an underrated song in his discography. Probably a lot of people don't know about this. Justin Bieber had some good deep cuts, okay? So gotta have some appreciation where it's due. And so yeah, I think we should talk about this one a little bit more. Next song, All I Want Is You. No shade, I don't need this record. I don't need this record. It wasn't bad, I just don't need it. Next up, Home This Christmas. And this is featuring the band Perry. Yeah, I'm okay without it. It's not bad, it's just not particularly memorable. And then his version of Silent Night. I don't know, I feel like it's a tad slow. You know, I feel like if they would have sped up the tempo by like 10 clicks, I think I would like it a little bit better. He sounds decent on it, it's just I didn't really need it. And then next up is Christmas Love. So I feel like I enjoyed the song listening to it, so I'll say that. And then we have Follow La Acapella, which I was just talking about, but absolutely gorgeous and one of my favorites on this album. Next up is Pray. This is very much giving me Purpose vibes. If you listen to Purpose album, you will know, you know, songs like Purpose, for example, which was a really good title track, and Life is Worth Living, etc. So it kind of gives me that vibe. Not bad. Did I need it? No. And last up is Some Day at Christmas. And so you can definitely tell that this is something he recorded maybe a year or two ago, because, you know, he went through puberty, his voice changes and stuff like that. And so honestly, I wish that he would have re-recorded it for this album and how his voice sounded at that time, because I think that, you know, his voice changed. Obviously he's improved in some fashion, so it would have been cool to hear like a later version of it, but I like his version of the song and what he did with it, so it's still good. But overall thoughts on this album is so good. This album was so good. And yeah, I was saying this to my friends, and then I was making a video and I referenced it, so I was like, you know what, it'd be fun to do a review. A lot of people hate on Justin Bieber at the beginning of his career, which I don't understand, because they actually make good music back then, and this is probably still one of my favorite Christmas albums. I wanted to re-listen to it, okay? I wanted to make sure that I still really enjoyed it, and I did. I definitely say towards like the back half. Honestly, after Christmas Eve, it kind of does fall off. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I liked a few songs after that, so after that, it kind of does fall off the second half. It's still a good album for the most part, you know, and this is a deluxe edition, so I probably added a couple extra songs, but I still enjoyed it. Absolute favorite songs, I would say Only Thing I Ever Get for Christmas, Mistletoe, The Christmas Song, and Fa La La are probably my absolute favorites. I will mention The Christmas Eve because that was a really good song too. But yeah, I know a lot of people don't go for Christmas music, and there's some people who do, like myself. I think this is a really good album, and I think you should listen to it. A lot of people have preconceived notions about Justin Bieber and all this stuff. His music now is not good. I'm not going to sit up here and defend his music now because I unstand after Purpose. Okay, Purpose was a really good album. After all the BS he was doing that, I said, I'm out. Okay, but the stuff before, Purpose and Back, it's really good. It's really good. So you might have preconceived notions of what you think Justin Bieber makes. You might not like some of his hit songs. But if you listen to this, it's mostly traditional with elements that make it of the time. Some songs you might love, some songs you might hate. But this is a really good Christmas album right here. I think we should talk about it a little bit more. I really do, because there's some good stuff on here, good performances, good writing. And yeah, we should talk about it. It was so good. I remember getting that CD. But let me know if you listen to this album. Let me know your thoughts. Are you going to listen to it, your favorite songs, and let's continue that conversation.